Hi, this is Rashi Agarwal, and I'm here to talk about my recent travel experience when I flew from Mumbai to Delhi.
Since the lockdown started, a lot of people were stuck in different cities away from their homes. Finally, flights resumed after 2 months, giving a green signal to people to travel domestically. But is it that easy to travel?
It's not a very easy decision for anyone to take. Neither was it for us. The country being in lockdown and buildings going in containment, which is primarily the reason why we actually decided to get out of Bombay and come to Delhi since our family is here. 25th is when they opened the flights for domestically, and 27th is when we decided to take the flight because we thought like 25th could be a bit chaotic and it would maybe take a day or two for people to understand how to actually function around.
Despite lockdown, some vehicles were still seen on roads, but even then, people had trouble traveling to the airport.
We were lucky because my brother arranged a private cab from his office for us to go to the airport. I was really surprised that there were so many vehicles on the road since Mumbai lockdown was extended and they weren't even going to the airport.
And soon after reaching the airport, Rashi realized that her journey will not be the same as it was before lockdown.
For most of the flights, the operative gates were 1 and 2. However, gate number 3 and 4 were completely empty. The lines outside were obviously really long. People were maintaining physical distance and you're not really used to seeing so many people. The line just tends to look longer when people are maintaining the distance and we're not used to that, right? Outside the gate, when they check your ID and your ticket, first of all, they check it through the glass shield and they're not touching anything. You just have to zoom in and show it on your phone and your ID. They check your temperature outside and they also check the Arogya Setu app. So for those who are planning to travel, you have to download the Arogya Setu app and do the test that they have over there. If it marks you safe, then you can go ahead. If it doesn't mark you safe, then I don't know what the protocol they have for that. We went inside, we went directly to the kiosk desk and they have markings put everywhere outside, so for people to automatically maintain physical distance between each passenger. So we go there and we printed our boarding pass out and we also print our baggage tag out. Then you just simply go to the baggage drop counter and you drop in your baggage and the lady behind the desk, she puts the baggage tag on your bags and you remove those stickers from the baggage tag and you put it on your boarding pass and you're good to go. Next step being security check. They surprisingly they let you take your own water bottles inside through the security, which I think was a great thing since you don't have to buy anything. You're not dependent on buying water bottles or drinking water from anywhere else, and you're self-reliant with your own water bottle, which is a big deal, especially for now.
Going back to her family was necessary in her case. But seeing the current scenario, she took all possible precautions.
One thing that we did do, which my sister-in-law suggested, was that we take extra gloves with us and we also carried extra masks with us and we were wearing a face shield the whole time. So at every pivotal point we kept changing our gloves and disposing them in the dustbin and washing our hands and wearing the new gloves, and of course at every given point of time hand sanitization whenever required, like security check, etc. During security check there is no physical frisking or checking anything. You just have to go through that machine, no touching at all, since you have to scan your boarding pass to go through. So yeah, after security check, we went straight to our gate, and outside the gate the seatings that they have, they've taped them alternatively, so nobody can sit you can't really, even if you're a family, you can't sit together. You have that distance maintained. After that, when they announced the boarding, they announced it from the last 5 seat passengers going on and so forth, and then the first 5 seat passengers.
Not only that, but during the time of boarding also, many other things were checked by the airport staff.
They check the temperature of every passenger before the passenger boards the flight. You have to self-scan your boarding pass. They're not gonna touch it. If you have your own shield, you can go right ahead. If you don't have your shield, you have to wear your shield that the airlines will provide before you enter the flight. You cannot enter the flight without a face shield. And I thought that was really good. People were not being chaotic. Everyone behaved themselves. We were all being very obedient because it was a very overwhelming experience for all of us as well. They don't provide you with any food or anything, nothing at all. Just the safety measures, just like wear your seatbelt, you can use the washroom now or stuff like that. And when we're going to land, etc. However, what was surprising was that when we did land in Delhi, they did not do any temperature check for any of us. They didn't make us sign any declaration form, that you have to self-quarantine yourself for 14 days. Luckily, we didn't have to do any of it. We went straight away to the baggage belt, and over there also they had marked with the tapes, for you to maintain a distance from the belt.
For the smooth journey of passengers, all these new protocols and precautions were strictly implemented at the airport.
The airport staff was very helpful and very organized. It was a smooth sail. We weren't confused at any point of time, and we didn't have to wander around like trying to figure anything out. Everything was done very well over there.
After reaching Delhi airport, Rashi took a cab to reach her home in Gurgaon. And though the airlines didn't ask her to quarantine herself, but she did.
My family lives in Gurgaon, so we were going to Gurgaon. The day we arrived, luckily we had an empty apartment, my cousin's apartment, so we quarantined ourselves over there. And they put a notice outside the apartment saying that, these guys are going to be quarantined till, this date, so, don't interact, like you cannot interact with them and they cannot get out of the house, which I think is a very good thing because it just keeps, the entire society in check. From this entire travel experience, I would say that it wasn't a bad travel experience for those who really need to travel, but I would still suggest that you don't travel unless and until you have to. It's not the time when we can travel for luxury, and if we feel like going somewhere, it's if you have to go somewhere, only then do it.